spot during the entire month. That's right, you'll get 50% more for your money, giving your brand even more exposure. Don't miss out on this amazing opportunity to celebrate our anniversary with us and boost your brand's exposure. Contact us now and let's make this a month to remember. This offer is valid for the month of April only, so act fast and make the most of it. Happy anniversary to us, and here's to many, many more years of success together.
Kaieteur Radio, keeping you informed.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Burbies 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
12 hours 16 in Guyana and right across the Eastern Caribbean with your main newscast for today, Tuesday, April 25th, 2023. My name is Joshua Van Slykeman. Good afternoon. The United States Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, back in 2010 had barred American businessman Rami El-Batwari, the top bidder for the profitable Guyana Marriott Hotel, from acting as an officer or director of a public company for a period of 5 years. According to the information from the SEC website, the U.S. body filed fraud charges in 2016 against Rami, a businessman, and Adam Genesis, intermediate other arising out of the $130 million stock loan and manipulation scheme. Notably, while El-Batwari never accepted wrongdoings, in April 2010, the final judgment resulted in him being barred from running a public company for 5 years. Get the full details in today's Kaieteur News. In other news, the Guyana government, in its process in finalizing 2 new production sharing agreements which seeks to give it more control over the budget, future oil companies will be drafting to explore and possibly producing oil and gas on 14 concessions offshore. The provision outlined that the contractor oil company shall submit to the minister for approval, in accordance with the agreed accounting procedures, a budget of the cost to be incurred in the implementation of each work program, simultaneously with the submission of clear details for the works to be executed. Further, the document states that the proposed budget shall be denominated in US dollars, include a detailed estimate of costs necessary to implement the petroleum operations described in the work program. Corresponding to the budget include a schedule of estimated expenditures of the costs and specifically any assumptions or premise on which it is based. From an estimated $2.88 billion in oil revenue, Guyana pocketed a mere $219 million for the first quarter of this year, something which businessman Glenn Lal has condemned as criminal in light of the government's refusal to renegotiate the lopsided ExxonMobil contract. The Bank of Guyana disclosed last week that the National Resource Fund for the first quarter of 2023 saw inflows amounting to $45.7 billion Guyana dollars, comprising profit oil of $333.7 billion Guyana dollars and royalties of $12 billion Guyana dollars. The financial institution said lower levels of profit in oil and royalties were recorded for this first quarter in comparison of $105.8 billion Guyana dollars and $13.9 billion Guyana dollars respectively for the previous quarter. Weighing in on the issue, Lal, who is also the publisher of Kaieteur News, said Guyana's stake from the first quarter profits was so shameful that President Irfan Ali and Vice President Barra Jagdeo did not announce the figure themselves, but rather the Bank of Guyana. And in other news, it has been more than 3 weeks since the Permanent Secretary for the Ministry of Home Affairs, May Toussaint Thomas, was detained for questioning and had her cell phone confiscated by the U.S. Customs and Border Protection officers at the Miami International Airport. To date, the PS has been forthcoming with a statement on the incident that reportedly resulted in her being handcuffed, physically harassed during the 3-hour-long detention, and her U.S. visa being revoked. It was on April 8 when Thomas was en route to China on official government business via the U.S. airport when she was interrogated. Since her return to Guyana on April 22nd, there has been no statement on the incident. We contacted P.S. Thomas to confirm the reports, but she declined to comment and refer reporters to the subject minister dealing with the case. Contact was also attempted to be made with Home Affairs Minister Robeson Ben and Foreign Affairs Minister Hugh Todd, but to no avail. Ben declined Kaieteur's call, while Todd's phone rang out. This is your main newscast on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. We will return with more news after the break. Stay with us.
प्यार हमको भी है, प्यार तुमको भी है.
On Sunday, 7th May, Everest Cricket Club, Georgetown. He is coming for the first time. Direct from India, Abhijit.
चलने लगी है हवाएं, सागर भी लहराए.
Abhijit, live in concert.
तुमने ना जाना कि मैं दीवाना.
For info, call 592-628-6582, 592-661-5990. Ticket outlets, Punai Pharmacy, Sea and Breeze, Spready Supermarket, Cost Cutters, Demerara and Sheriff Street, Palms Court, A Alley, Sanjay's Jewelry Store, Vivanta Spa and Salon, Church Street. On Sunday, 7th May, at Everest Cricket Club, Georgetown. He is coming for the first time. Direct from India. Abhijit, live in concert.
It seems like children have been home from school forever, and you've done baking, drawing, schoolwork, and played Ring of Roses about 100 times. We've all been under some strain lately, but let us embrace our children. They're under strain too. Let's show them more love, patience, and care. Let's help to build their resilience in these trying times. Not just today or tomorrow, but for the future. Their future. A message from the Child Care and Protection Agency, Ministry of Human Services and Social Security, and UNICEF.
Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. The Ministry of Education on Monday announced that students writing the National Grade 6 Assessment on May 3rd and 4th, 2023 will be granted more time to complete their exams. Minister of Education Priya Manik Chan in a social media post also announced that the number of examination centers has increased to 517. This means pupils will no longer have to travel far distance to complete their examinations. This year, some 15,268 learners are expected to sit the examinations. And less than 24 hours after 25-year-old Sean Lee, known as DJ Gaza Prince, was pulled from a wrecked car submerged in a coker at Friendship on the east bank of Demerara, Lee succumbed to his injuries. Lee of Tamari Base Road, East Bank, Demerara, and his girlfriend, 23-year-old Kimberly Agard, also of Tamari, were rescued on Sunday afternoon. The police reported that around 15 hours 20, Lee and his girlfriend were driving south along the Friendship Public Road in a motor car, reportedly at a fast rate. It was stated that while negotiating a turn, Lee lost control of his vehicle and collided with a concrete culvert at Friendship. According to the police, the impact caused the car to flip before ending up in the trench. Two men were on Monday remanded to prison for the murder of Police Constable Quincy Lewis, whose skeletal remains were recently discovered almost 3 years after he was reportedly missing. 25-year-old Shafiq Vernon, called Prophet of Ogle on the east coast of Demerara, and 35-year-old Jamal Van Lewis of Durban Street, Georgetown, appeared before Senior Magistrate Leron Daly at the Georgetown Magistrates Court. The accused were not required to plead to the indictable charge, which stated that they murdered Lewis. The men were jointly charged with the alleged masterminds, and Tarnduki Samaru, 56 of Lot 7, Ogle Front Road, East Coast, Demerara, and his wife, Nabuki Zahid Zafarali, also known as Nabikwa Zafarali, of the same address. They were remanded to prison, and the matter was adjourned to May 24, 2023, while the magistrate issued arrest warrants for the couple. And meanwhile, a consortium consisting of a local company and two Peruvian companies have submitted a bid of $1.3 billion to provide consultancy services for the Ministry of Public Works. $192 million, the US $192 million East Coast Demerara Road project, that is. The consultancy service the ministry is seeking is for the engineering services for the East Coast Demerara and the public widening and improvement project phase 2 for the areas of Annandale to Mahaika and the Sheriff Street to Orange Nassau. Stay with us right here on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. Your page 7 of the Kaieteur News dedicated to being blunt comes up after this. Today's blunt is titled Guyana's Corruption Rate. A foreign report said it is among the highest regionally. No surprise at all, given the governments Guyanese have had. PPP is one nasty, corrupt story. PNC is the same dirty, corrupt story. Look who's prospering from thievery. Look who's punishing because of the PPP and PNC thieving. And with that, we've come to the end of your main newscast on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. For these stories and much more, head across to our website at www.kaieteurnewsonline.com or pick up a copy of the Kaieteur News at a newsstand near you Monday to Saturday, that is, for $100 Guyana and Sundays for $150. Have a great remainder to your Tuesday afternoon.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching hundreds of thousands. Advertise today and watch your dollar grow. Call us on 225-8465 or 226-8210 today.
On Sunday, 7th May,